Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have for you the Color Club Save the Date collection. This is their fall drop and it is themed after weddings. Save the date. You'll see the polished names are very cute. And so I created a mani here with all these colors and I realized after I did it that this one looks like an olive. Exactly like an olive. And so anyways, all of these are shown on one coat. The formulas are fantastic. And then on my right hand, I'm also wearing Color Club colors. The base is More Amour, which is a sheer pink polish. And then I topped it with Top Shelf, which is a holo glitter. Very cute. And I'm wearing extensions on this hand. So let's get into the swatches and we'll talk about them as we go. As usual, remember that for color accuracy, you want to look at the picture and the video is more for formula, application, etc. That's it. Let's get into it. All right, guys. First up, we have I Do Crew, and this is described by Color Club as an olive green. There's really no other way around it. It is an olive green, and it's so funny that I did this. This looks like an olive. Did I already say that? But this does look like an olive with a little pepper thing inside. Anyways, beautiful formula, beautiful fall color. We'll do some comparisons. Because I feel like these olive greens have been popular lately. Definitely have some things I can show you guys. So, all right, then we have something vintage, and this one is described by them as a khaki beige. That is what it is, right? Khaki beige. Very warm, but it's also like dusty and fally. Very nice formula. Like I said, this is shown in one coat here, and it's very good. Totally available. Let me see what this one's described as. This one's described as a pale green. And it is so true, you guys. Like when I first saw this, I was like, this is a gray. And then I was like, no, there's like a bunch of green undertones in here. When you actually wear it, it looks very minty. Actually, like you can tell it's green. It does not look gray at all. But then in the bottle, it looks kind of gray. But not really. I don't know. It's one of those chameleon ones that sometimes it looks gray. And then sometimes it looks green, but I think it's green. The next one's called Mint to Be, and honestly, I feel like they messed up because this should be Mint to Be, not this one. This is not mint. It's even described by them as an evergreen, but then it's called Mint. I think this would have been a better mint name, but anyways, whatever. I don't name polishes. I wish. What? Another great formula. Look at this. I adore this color. I think this green is beautiful, especially for fall. It is looking a little bit lighter and more green here in the video, but you know, take a look at the swatch picture and that should be more accurate, but it's so gorgeous. I love it. Very nice. The next one is Black Tie Optional, and this one right here is described as a dusky gray. That's what it is, a dark gray. Excuse my phone, just dinged somewhere in there. Beautiful formula, also one coat. Fantastic for fall. Actually, this is also a winter polish in my opinion. I think it's gorgeous. And I do feel like it has some very like small hints of like a purple. Like if you look here in the part of the polish where it's not completely mixed in, there's definitely some purple tones in there, but it's not like a purple, you know, it's a gray, but I just feel like I see very slight hints of purple somewhere in there, but on the nail, it doesn't really look purple at all. It looks just very dark gray. Like it looks darker on the nail than it does on the bottle. You can tell, right? Excuse all the finger marks, but yeah. And last but not least, we have the Bling Ring, which is all the little moon thingies that I have here. Very opaque, another gorgeous fall color. This reminds me of Color Club, something flannel. We'll do comparisons here, but it looks very similar to that. This is described by them as a rustic red. I feel like it's one of those rosy, terracotta kind of colors. Very fally, very beautiful. Fantastic formula. Crew, and I'm only doing it with olives that are recent releases because there's a lot of polish that I own. We don't want to go crazy, so I'm just gonna keep it within the current ones. This one's Win Over Me. This was from Essie Ferris of the Mall collection. This one's a little bit warmer, you can tell. And then Zoya Cooper. I'm gonna put it over here. Okay. And then the next one's gonna be Orly Wild Willow. All right, you guys can see here. I feel like this one has yellow, this one doesn't as much, and this one doesn't as much. This one has a lot. All right, let's get into the comparisons for Totally Available. And I pulled some minty greens and also a gray so that you guys see it next to an actual gray so you can see how green it looks. This gray that I'm gonna show you next is a Color Club Silver Lake. I will label it everything here on the right. When you, oh, this brush is, look at that. This brush is the thinnest thing to ever exist, my God. So this is an older Color Club before they upgraded their brushes. And oh my God, once you get used to their white brush, these thin brushes are like, ugh, not it. So see, next to a gray, you can tell how green this one is. And now we have Zoya Leaf, which is a very similar color to this one. Right, look at that. Very similar. I would say these are kind of like dupes. And then we have Essie Can Do Attitude. Slightly mintier, right? But still in the same neighborhood, so. If you own any of this, you can see maybe you don't need it. You don't need the new one. All of these are so cute. This one's a little bit greener. And this one's definitely just gray. I don't think I need second coats for these. All right, next up, we're gonna do comparisons for something vintage. And I don't have that many colors in that range, but I did find some that can help you guys with some references. So this one's way too orange, but in the bottle they look more similar. This one's Beaches by Color Club. But anyways. And then this one is something vintage coming up next. These white brushes are life. Oh, okay, so they're closer than I thought. I thought this one was way too orange, but this one's slightly less, but still pretty close. And then I grabbed Tiramisu for 2 by OPI, which I know is not going to be a dupe. It is way off, but I grabbed it, so we're going to use it. So if you have this one, you can get an idea of how much more yellow this one is. Because I usually feel like this one's super warm, but it's way off. And then I also grabbed Essie Cacti on the Price. It's way greener, but just for reference, maybe it helps. I don't know. This comparison, it's not very good. But anyways, I hope you guys can get an idea. All right, let's get into the comparisons for Meant to Be. I do have a couple more. I usually was doing 4. I found a total of 5, including this one. So this is Meant to Be. And then we have Orly's Let the Good Times Roll. This is a recent release, I think from like maybe their spring or summer collection. I don't know. Which seemed kind of fall in itself. Look at this gorgeousness of a green. Oh my God. This reminds me of My Studio's on Spring by Opie, which we're going to see now in a second. Oh, I love it. OPI, My Studio's on Spring. Oh no, it's a little bit more teal. I thought it was closer to this one actually, but it's not. Oh yeah, these colors are so beautiful for fall. And then up next we have an older Essie, which is Vested Interest. I love this polish, and I recently just kind of like had to save it because it had a thin brush and it was going bad, so I had to add thinner, change the brush to a white brush and all of that. I love this color. I don't even know when this is from, but yeah, it's not a recent release, but it's still gorgeous. And then we have also from Essie In Plain View. This is from a collection from last year. This is more teal and a bit darker. The formula is from Heaven. Look at that. So here you have them. I love these colors, you guys. So this one's more green, a little bit dustier, a little bit more of an olive undertones, gray undertones, bluer undertones. All fantastic. All right, so for black tie optional, I found a couple ones that I think are similar, and I also grabbed Less is Norse just for control. So I know a lot of you are familiar with that, so you can really get an idea of the new one by using a comparison to the old one that you're familiar with. So this one's OPI's Less is Norse, which is going to be way more blue and or maybe purple than the gray, but it's just so you guys have a point of reference. Next we have Color Club Musical, which is a little bit older and it has a thin brush. So let's suffer through this together. Now look how pigmented this is. The formula is fantastic. Even with this thin brush, it's like, look at that coverage, so levels, so beautiful. And then Black Tie Optional is a new one. Max is excited about something much darker than Musical, but similar tone of gray. And then there's OPI Into the Deep. Not OPI, Orly. What am I doing? This is more of a jelly. Max, calm down. And then Essie's on Mute. This one feels a little bit like it has more brown undertones. And I know it's weird because you don't think of gray and brown as, you know, going well together, but sometimes some grays have like either mauvey or like brown tones to it. So let me see, I'm gonna do a second coat on this one because it's just more sheer. But yeah, it builds up opacity nicely. So I'm gonna do the same for the Essie. Okay. So you can see that this one is very close to this one actually, but this one's more of a cream, this is more of a crelly type of thing. These two are very similar, and then this one's like nothing to do. All right, so for the Bling Ring, I also found 4 more. So I'm gonna go ahead and so gorgeous. And we all know that you guys are gonna ask me about OPIs. My solar clock is ticking, so here it is. Very, very similar. Also, I first thought of Favorite Flannel by Color Club, which is more of a dupe for My Solar Clock is Ticking than this one, honestly. And then Essie Rocket Rose, just for reference, because this one a lot of people are familiar with. Much more corally orange, salmony. And then I have from the OPI Nature Strong, Give a Garnet. This one's darker, but I just wanted to add it here because I was mainly curious. But yeah, way darker than the rest. And the formula is amazing. But still, you know, if you like this, you're gonna probably like a bunch of these other ones. Let me do another coat on this one. I didn't remember this one being that light. But, you know, it happens, right? My favorite flannel is one of my favorite color clubs. Oh my God, I even have it in gel. It's so delicious. There you go. All right, guys, now that we have seen all of them, if I have to pick a favorite, I think I have to give it to this green. I think this is my favorite one on the nail. I think it's just very folly, very gorgeous, and I'm just into these greens lately. The brands have been doing a great job with these tones of green, and I think it's just gorgeous. But all the polishes have fantastic formula, fantastic quality, and as usual, remember that I do have a code with Color Club. It is not an affiliate code, but I do get some sort of like points or something where I could just use them to exchange for polish. But anyways, it saves you guys 20% off. So I will link everything down below. And also remember to keep an eye out because Color Club has a lot of good sales, you guys. So maybe you can snatch some of these colors even cheaper, you know? So it really just depends what they do. So yeah, anyways, beautiful collection for fall. I love the palette on this. I think a lot of greens is always good for me. So thank you guys so much for watching my review, and let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions. And remember, if you can, subscribe and comment and like and do some sort of an engagement thing with this video so that the YouTube algorithm helps me. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.